It all began on June 10, 1963 at Washington City University, where John F. Kennedy emphasized the necessity of forming a specialized organization in space and man going to the moon. And that's how NASA was born, but to send an astronaut into space. A special suit was needed to prevent pressure drop and harmful radiation. Project Mercury was the first time American citizens went into orbit. To protect the first astronauts from sudden depressurization, NASA modified and designed high-altitude jet aircraft pressure suits from the U.S. Navy. Each spacesuit had a layer of neoprene-coated nylon on the inside and aluminum nylon on the outside. 6 astronauts flew into space wearing the suit before NASA removed it from the list of service uniforms. Gemini was NASA's second space program and a program with more ambitious goals. The Gemini capsule carried 2 astronauts into space and had a mission that lasted for 2 weeks. David Clark designed Gemini suits to be flexible under pressure, and went above and beyond for comfort than Mercury suits. For example, they can be attached to a portable air conditioner to keep astronauts cool until they can connect to spacecraft lines. These clothes weighed 16 to 34 pounds, 7 to 15 kilograms. One type of Gemini suit called G4C was designed with NASA's first spacewalk in mind. To withstand the harsh space environment, the suit connected the astronauts to the spacecraft through a hose that supplied them with oxygen. However, in the event of a problem, some types of suits provided up to 30 minutes of life support. The heaviest type weighed about 34 pounds, 15 kilograms. The Apollo program brought astronauts to the moon without walking. The astronauts needed more protection than the Gemini or Mercury suits. The first humans to set foot on the moon were protected by a delicate lithosphere, glass-sharp dust, protected from wild temperature swings from sun to shade. They needed the flexibility to install equipment and remove moon rocks, and the ability to stay away from the spacecraft for hours at a time. The suit came with dozens of layers of fabric, thick boots, and a robust life support system. Each weighs more than 180 pounds, 81 kilograms, on Earth, but in the moon's weaker gravitational field, it weighs only 1/6. And thus, the long-standing wish of mankind to travel to the moon and the promise of slowness came true. If you like the video so far, please subscribe to the channel. The spacesuit for future NASA missions required changes as a result. New clothes were made. The STS-1 mission, Space Transportation System 1, was the first orbital spaceflight of NASA's Space Shuttle program. Columbia, the first 100-ton orbiter, carried 2 astronauts into space and circled Earth 37 times before re-entering the atmosphere and returning to the space station runway. The astronauts had no spacewalk operations, so they wore only an emergency escape suit, which, like the Mercury suit, was a modified version of the U.S. Air Force's air pressure suit. Astronauts of the Space Shuttle era worked regularly maintaining satellites as well as building and maintaining the International Space Station, ISS. They needed a solid spacewalk suit for such tasks, so NASA built this suit. This 14-layer compression suit can withstand the harsh vacuum of space and keep astronauts alive for more than 8 hours. The suit is fully padded and can hold approximately 320 pounds, 145 kilograms, on the ground. NASA also tested a jetpack-like device for the suit called the Manned Maneuvering Unit, which would allow astronauts to fly around freely and untethered. The suit astronauts wear during the Space Shuttle program is sometimes called the pumpkin suit, because of its bright orange color. This glove-equipped suit features locking loops on the wrists, liquid cooling, improved ventilation and extra layers of insulation. This blue striped spacesuit that you see on many astronauts today is actually a Russian spacesuit called Sokol or Falcon spacesuit. The 22-pound, 9 kilograms suit is almost identical to the Space Shuttle flight suit, although it is used to protect people flying inside the Russian Soyuz spacecraft. But apart from NASA, private companies also started producing spacesuits, including SpaceX. The shiny white spacesuit was designed by Elon Musk's SpaceX company. Musk unveiled them during a press conference in 2017. And NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley used them for the first time on the Crew Dragon mission to space in May 2020. Hollywood costume designer Jose Fernandez presented the design. While these suits are cool and futuristic, they were only made for the Crew Dragon capsule and are not suitable for spacewalks. Crew Dragon is used to transport NASA astronauts to the International Space Station as well as for commercial flights. Musk and his company have achieved great things so far, including landing reusable rockets, but Musk also has competitors, including Jeff Bezos. Bezos also has an interest in masks with his company Blue Origin, but has yet to produce a suit. Meanwhile, Boeing is also present in these competitions. Boeing unveiled its bright blue Starliner flight suit in June 2022. The suit is designed for use on the CST-100 Starliner capsule, which is expected to carry its first crew into space soon. The suit includes a helmet that attaches to the suit with a thick, breathable zipper, no need for a heavy or bulky neck ring. It is interesting to know that recently an aerospace engineer has started a project for the presence of women in space, which includes the design and production of spacesuits for women. Coinciding with World Space Week from October 4 to 10, testing of the next generation of astronaut suits for missions to distant space destinations including the Red Planet took place. The program, called the World Space Walk, was held simultaneously in Utah, North Dakota, USA, Innsbruck, Austria, and another team in Marseille, France, monitored the telemetry data results. But in August 2021, NASA reported that despite spending $420 million since 2017, its suits won't be ready for space until at least April 2025. After years and millions of efforts to develop its suits, NASA has chosen the space company Axiom to build its newest spacesuits in June 2022. The new Axiom spacesuit uses NASA's own version, which was introduced in 2019 and is expected to be used by NASA astronauts on the Artemis 3 mission.